Hey folks, welcome to another edition of BrushPile Fishing. We are in the northern part of Kentucky Lake. We're staying at the resort, Moores. Awesome place. We're going to try to shoot a shallow water show today. And the guest, he's been on our show before, the big Kentuckian, Dean McCoy. It's always great when I get to see Dean and get in the boat with him. This is a show we've actually planned for 5 or 6 years now. Cork fishing, shallow water over stake beds. And as you can see, we're waiting for this rain to go through. So we may get a morning show, we may have to wait till afternoon. But I'll tell you what, I am really looking forward to this one. So you stay tuned. We'll be back, Kentucky Lake, here on BrushPile Fishing.
Many people look at a lake and feel a sense of calm serenity. Crappie fishermen feel the heart-pounding anticipation of the thump. That's why host Russ Bailey is addicted to crappie fishing. It's this addiction that takes Russ from the Midwest to the Deep South in search of the best licks, techniques, and patterns from some of the best crappie anglers in the country. Right here on BrushPile Fishing.
Hey folks, welcome back to BrushPile Fishing here at Kentucky Lake, an afternoon show, not by choice. Dean, we got poured on this morning.
We got hammered this morning.
Folks, we made it to the ramp, and that's as far as we got.
Yep.
So Dean, can you tell the folks, we are in the second week of April. What are we going to be doing today?
We're going to be using a stand slip bobber, a mini.
Yes, sir.
With a 32nd ounce jig with a crappie magnet, and we're going to be pitching them to beds. Some built beds that I've got, and I'm telling you, you're going to have a blast.
We have tried to get this show for about 5 years and have not been able to get it because of scheduling.
Exactly.
We're here. Now, they say the rain's going to hold off the rest of the afternoon. We don't know. It's supposed to actually get sunny.
It's supposed to get sunny, but I wouldn't bet on it.
You ready to get started?
I'm ready to get started.
Slip cork with jigs. Here we are, Kentucky Lake, folks.
Here's the lake information, sponsored by Mossback Fish Habitat.
Oh, you're in them. I mean, you're in them. There we go. First one of the windy afternoon.
First one of the windy afternoon. Little small one. Russ, here on Kentucky, they've got to be 10 inches long for us to keep. So,
how many are you allowed to keep?
We're allowed to keep 20 a person.
Okay, 10-inch limit. Dean, we had to wait all day for the rain, and now the wind has definitely picked up. I'm sure you guys can hear that at home through our mics. We're only fishing just under 4 foot of water right now. And Dean, are these stake beds that you put out?
These are some I put out.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, some of these we had out for a while, and we'll come in, and when they wear out, we'll put new ones in. And this one of these, I think we replaced it last year. So
yeah.
A lot of times they like that. They like what we call, they like that new wood. A lot of times better than they do that old for some reason. So.
Your gear and conditions, sponsored by Millertech Lithium.
There we
Get
go.
him?
There we go.
Good one?
That's what we come after right here.
Got a little rod bend there.
Might want to get the net on this one. It's a small little striper.
Ah, wrong species.
Wrong species.
Doggone it. Get him?
I got something. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's what we come for.
Oh my goodness.
That's what we come for, Russ Bailey.
Look at there. Where you at? There we go.
What about that pretty fish?
Whew. Won't you tell the folks where you learned about that color?
Hey, the first show we shot, buddy.
Nice fish.
Russ pulled that pink, purple, and chartreuse out. I thought, what in the world have you got?
The old glow pop.
The old glow pop. Now we went to the crappie magnet. We've got the gumdrop. And it is a go-to here on Kentucky Lake.
There we go.
There you go.
Good fish. Oh, yeah.
Good fish.
There we go. Folks, the key today is if we're using light jigs, we've got 1/32 on, because the bite is finicky. If you can stay on the pile, you can catch some decent fish. Just a good cleaner fish, about 10.5 inch crappie. Fishing the big Kentuckian stake beds.
At least it's a little bit warmer today than it was the first time we got to fish together.
It's a lot warmer today. It's a lot now.
Yeah. I think it was about 23 degrees, best I can remember.
It was so cold your breath could see its breath.
Yeah, it's right.
All right, I'm gonna come out behind you, Dino, and see if I can get it to drift over there again. Oh, get him, get him, get him. There's a good one. Folks, this is the first stake bed we've come to, and again, we had to start in the afternoon because of all the rain today. That's 3 good fish off this.
So Russ, what about these stand slip bobbers, man?
I'll tell you what, and folks, we're going to show you this in the gear check. You know, we hooked up with stand slip bobbers, and everything he had was for bigger species. And Chris, the owner, I got to talk to him about coming up with something a little bit smaller, especially during these finicky bites, to where you could see that little twitch. And within a week or so, man, he had some samples to me. That's what we're using today. They're called the minis.
Isn't he first class?
Oh,
man.
great guy.
And the bobbers, man. I've used slip course all my life, and for different species and everything, crappie and catfish and everything, and these are like second to none, man.
And like I say, folks, we're only fishing 1/32. Let me get one of these up here. I'll show you, but we'll show you some of the benefits to this. There's that little slip cork, and you can see it compared to a 1/32 ounce jig. And I'll tell you what, on a finicky bite, it makes all the difference in the world. Okay, so first bed we've come up to, we've caught 3 nice keepers off of it. And that what, 15-pound white bass you had?
Yeah.
There.
You know, I don't keep them here, but we do catch several of those yellow bass.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people that catch them, and I caught one this spring. I actually weighed 1 pound 4 ounces.
No kidding.
Yeah, the state record's like 1.56, and I hung it, and I thought, man, I've got something big. Got it in as a big yellow bass. But I know a lot of people that they really like them.
Yeah. Well, and I've heard that about the Asian carp down here too.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet.
You can try them. They're not bad. But dude, I'm telling you, when you've got that cooler full of big old crappie,
It's hard to beat,
yeah,
huh?
it don't get any better. As my dad says, it don't get any better.
So folks, we're in the middle of April, These fish are just starting to come in and spawn. Water temperature is 61 degrees. And we're in about 4 foot of water right now, fishing these stake beds that Dean put in. Dean, what area is this? A Jonathan Creek area?
Yes, this is what we call Little Jonathan.
Okay.
If you go under the bridge by the marina, that's what we call Big Jonathan. And I was laughing this, you know, we were talking about how far a run we had, and I said, oh, it's not very far, but you know, when you get out here, it's about 2 mile run from the marina all the way back in the shallows. So lots of people come to Jonathan Creek and fished it over for years and years, and I can always remember the saying, well, it's springtime and you can walk from the bridge to the mouth of the bay from boat to boat and never get your feet wet. So,
folks, we're using a live scope today to see where these are, but not necessarily glued to the screen, because now you've got that slip bobber. Right. Boy, in there, I just drifted too quick again. There we go. Good drift though, good fish. Good, oh yeah, it's a good fish. I'm glad I got this one, Dean. I don't know you could handle this one. Look at there, what a big Kentuckian on the net.
What a net man, what
Thanks,
a net
brother.
Man.
Look at there. And again, you guys know I love my pink jig heads. Another good fish. Look at the color in these things, man.
Aren't they beautiful?
Yes, and they'll get even darker, won't they?
They will, like we say here, they'll put that tuxedo on.
Yes, sir, brother. Another good fish. Beautiful.
Jonathan Creek's been known for crappie fishing, great crappie fishing for years, big bear. You know, Kentucky Lake over the years, and I know you've got the big four in Mississippi, and you know, y'all got good lakes in Ohio and different, but Kentucky Lake for years has been a mecca of crappie fishing.
It has, it has.
You know, for years, people would say, where are you going in the spring? I'm going to Kentucky Lake crappie fish, because you know, you can catch numbers. We're back. We're back, I feel like, on the quality of fish, and we were down a few years.
Yeah.
But I think we're coming back on the quality of fish, and the numbers. Yeah. The numbers were what we were really worried about for a while, because we weren't catching the
I remember
the numbers,
them years.
You know.
And we talked earlier, the ones you were catching were paper thin.
Paper thin, and you know, there was some winters there we caught no short fish. You know, and in a fishery, if you're eating, that's fine. But if you're wanting to keep your fishing, you catch all keeper fish, you don't have anything in the next couple years.
Yep. There we go. Well, you know what, Dean? You were talking earlier about it's good to have some smaller fish too, to know the future's going to be good.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. There's a smaller one. So they've had some good spawns.
I believe Kentucky Lake's coming back with a bang. A lot of thanks to the commercial fishermen. I think they put a hurting on the Asian carp.
Oh, that was a good fish.
And you know, that's helped them out, which they've thinned them out, and we're seeing quite a bit less Asian carp at times. Now, when the water really warms up, you'll see them again. But for the most part, we're not seeing the big numbers like we used to.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, folks, we've tried to do this cork show for several years, Dean and I, but our schedules have never matched up. Then we had flooding the one year, and we finally get to do this. And then, folks, we didn't know because we got here. And when I say it rained this morning, it was absolutely pouring. So we waited it out. We went in, did a few podcasts and everything, and waited till this afternoon. Now we're battling a little wind, but at least the rain has moved out. It's actually sunny now.
It's actually it's a beautiful evening for what we put up with most of the day.
Like I say, we're going to hit a few of these beds, but this is the first one we've hit. And like I say, 3 good keepers out of it so far. And I know you've caught some big ones this spring.
Yes, I have. We've had some really good fish this spring, Russ. Actually fished a little benefit tournament for a local high school club and weighed in 7 males the other day, all males, no females. Had 10.66 pounds on 7 males, so some really good male fish. I feel like right now the females are just now getting in the mode to maybe come in a little bit.
Well, the other thing now, everything we've caught so far has been whites, but you tell me there's some pretty good black crappie here.
There are. Most of your black crappie you're going to catch out towards the main lake.
Okay.
You will occasionally catch a black crappie back here, but for the majority, your black crappie are going to be out towards the main lake.
Dean, tell the folks how many stake beds you think you put in here at Kentucky Lake.
Well, probably the built beds, I'm going to say somewhere in the neighborhood of 600 beds.
So you've got a few options out here?
I've got a few options. I've got built beds, driven beds, concrete block beds, bucket beds. You know, it's kind of one of them things, once you put them out, you get to catching fish on them, it gets kind of addictive. You know,
yeah.
It's like you sit at night and you look at maps and you're thinking, I wonder if that little ditch will hold a fish, or I wonder if this little spot will hold a fish. And so you go out, and then when you do catch a fish, you're like, oh yeah, that was worth the effort and time.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, and stuff that you put in. You know?
Yeah. You know, and that's the thing, Russ. I have people call me and talk to me about putting stuff out. And Kentucky Lake, there's really no regulations, but you know, if you're wanting to put stuff out, you do need to check with your local DNR or Fish and Wildlife and make sure that it's legal in your area and state and lake to put stuff out. So.
Well, and that's a good point, because at my lake, St. Mary's, you can put it out, but you have to get permission first from the DNR.
I know some lakes, you like that, you can put it out, but you have to more or less not buy a permit, but register, you know, to say, hey, we're putting structure out. And there he is.
That quick?
First drop, buddy. Oh, good fish, good fish.
First drop. Oh, gotta get closer. There we go. That was what, 3 seconds?
3 seconds.
Nice fish again. So folks, we just made our first move from we're on our second stake bed. Dean just dropped in, and I'm not kidding, 3 seconds, bam. We caught 3 nice ones off the first stake bed. Let's see if we can get a few more off of this one now. Dean, did you still have the glow pop?
No, actually I changed to the Isom jig, Russ.
Okay.
I looked at that water, and it's I don't know if probably from this morning's rain, it's not muddy, but it's dingied up just a little bit. And thought I'd give them a little bit different look.
Well, it worked good that time. And again, folks, like I say, this is the second stake bed we've hit, and we're still only in 3.3 feet of water, so we're shallow.
You know, that's one thing, Russ, We've talked about this a lot for the new, maybe the new crappie fishermen out there. Boat control on some days is a key, is a must, you know.
Yes.
It can make you or break you on some days. On those finicky days, those fish want it right in front of them.
They're not going to chase.
They're not going to chase. They want it a certain way. You know, Russ, we've talked about this too a lot. How many times have you been at work or something and only have a couple hours or maybe 3 hours to come out and fish in the evening, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of times some of your best times to come out is the evening.
Exactly. We didn't have much of a choice today,
No,
did
we
we?
had no choice today. We started at daylight and it just didn't work out, so.
Folks, we met at 6 o'clock this morning ready to go, and we got on the water about 3:30.
We definitely wouldn't be staying here if the fish weren't cooperating.
Yeah. It's worth fighting to win when you're catching a few. There we go. Afternoon fishing, Kentucky Lake. Let's go to bed number 3. Oh, my bail was open. He's still on there. He's still on there. Again, 30 seconds into the flip. I got him, Dean. He's not a big hog. He's a good keeper. All right. I still have that glow popping pink on. There you go. Look at there. First drop, bed number 3. Dean, if you didn't learn a lesson there, it's nice to have your bail closed when you go to set the hook.
Yes, it is.
Works out a whole lot better. You don't have to jig these much. The wind's doing that for you.
Yes, it is.
And I'm not complaining, folks. We are on the water, catching a few fish.
Hey guys, these stand slip bobbers that we're using today, they're so easy to adjust. You don't have all the beads and everything with them. All you've got is a knot on your line, and you can just grab a hold of that knot and you can slide it up your line or slide it back down, and that knot stays exactly where you want it. You can change your depth in just seconds. That's key to when you're having to change depths on a finicky day.
I don't think the wind's gonna let up today, but
Don't act like it.
But you know what? Unlike the last time you and I did a show, it's not 20-something degrees with this
I'm
wind.
fishing in a t-shirt today. We had everything we could get on.
Oh my. But the fish cooperated, didn't they?
Yes, they
They
did.
gave us a chance. There we go.
Is that what you're looking for?
I don't think it's a crappie. That might be a cat. Oh, that's a crappie. Oh, son. Oh, this is a good one. Oh. Get away from that boat. Get away from the boat. Oh my. Woo! You were saying Kentucky Lake is back?
Kentucky Lake is back, brother.
Come here. Oh my goodness. And I'm not gonna lie, I was pulling that cork fast to bring it in some. He hit that when it was moving. Hey Chris, there's your slip cork crappie. I told you there was a need for it in the crappie world. Oh my goodness. Kentuckian, you the man.
I knew if we could just get out here, Russ, we could find some of them.
Like I say, it's worth fighting that wind when you're getting stuff like this.
And now, the Brush Pile Gear Check.
Hey folks, Russ Bailey here. Thanks for joining me for today's brush pile gear check. Slip cork fishing or slip bobber fishing, whatever you want to call it here, shallow water at Kentucky Lake. Dean and I was both using my 10.5-foot Signature Series rod. I designed this rod for just making nice little flips like this. It works so good with the slip cork. As far as the line, we went with a 6-pound high-vis slime line today. And as far as the jig and the combination we had, we went with a 1/32 ounce double cross jig head, and then we used just regular crappie magnets today. This color is the only one I used all day. It's the Wizard's Glow with the pink head. Now the thing that we did, we had the slip bobber on. This is from Stan's Slip Bobbers. This is the brand new one that he made for crappie fishing. It's called the Mini. And the thing that's neat, you put this through, you don't need a split shot, you don't need a bead on here. The jig will not get caught up in here because of these little grommets. This one actually pops out when you put your line through, so you can thread it nice and easy. Show you what I mean. Your line comes through, you put it through that, squeeze that grommet back up in there, you're ready to go. The jig falls freely every time, and like I say, you don't need a bead on here because it's got grommets on the top and bottom. So the little slip bobber, it's called the Mini with that jig head and that crappie magnet. That was the deadly combination today. Got him?
Oh yeah, I mean a good one.
Oh yeah. That's 2 big toads tonight. Goodness, goodness, goodness. That's a good fish. You know, folks, with all the storms and everything that's came through, we're not setting the world on fire tonight, but it's been consistent, 1 or 2 at each bed, and nice fish.
Yes.
Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's show. Dean, the rain is starting again.
It's starting again.
So it's a short show, folks. We've only been out here a couple hours, but we've caught some good quality fish. Dean, I've had a ball, brother.
Oh, brother, as usual, I'm so glad that we finally got it in. We've talked about this thing, and we have had a ball. We've caught some good quality fish, and the thing of it is, most of it's come from 4-foot or shallower.
Yes, sir. Kentucky Lake, folks, get out here for this shallow water action. You will absolutely love it. Best thing, great spending time on the water.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Folks, I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We'll be back again with BrushPile Fishing.
Special thanks to B&M Pole Company, War Eagle Boats, Crappie Magnet, Slime Line Fishing Line, Cornfield Fishing Gear, Eye-Hole Jig, Easy Drift, Driftmaster, Offshore Tackle Company, Power Pole, Mossback Fish Habitat, Purpose-Built Optics, Garmin, Stan's Slip Bobbers, Bob's Cycle Repair, Millertech Lithium,